Covishield. We're at the headquarters of the Serum Institute in Pune, and with me is the man who literally could be saving millions of lives in India and elsewhere. Adar Poonawalla, welcome to the first shot. This is the magic vial. The whole world is waiting for it. You at the Serum Institute in Pune are producing this in greater quantities than anywhere else. How ready are you at this moment for this big launch?
So Rahul, nice to be here with you. This product is something that we've been working on tirelessly, taking a lot of risk ahead of time, for the last 7-8 months. And now we've finally come to the stage where we've got millions of doses, as you can see, being filled and screened and tested and packed for a launch, which is imminent in the next few days. So we're fully ready. Everything is planned, and we're just waiting for the final permission to come from the drug controller's office to launch.
There's been so much conversation and controversy around this vaccine that what I want to do in this discussion is to take our viewers through the entire process of making this vaccine, and then we look at its safety, its rollout, the cost, the advantages, the disadvantages. Tell us what's happening here. Where are we right now in your institute and what's happening here?
So this is the final stage where it is being screened. These are cameras which are going at a high speed, checking for particles and other materials that could be in a vial. You have a rejected side, you have an accepted side. This is the final check before the product is packed and sent out into the market. So we now walk across to where it's being filled, where the vials are processed, and also the bulk is manufactured.
Never before has there been as much curiosity about any one vaccine as there is. We're excited about this walkabout to try and get a sense of how this vaccine is being made. Come, Adar. Adar, you produce more than 20 different kinds of vaccines. Give me a sense of how producing the coronavirus vaccine has been different technologically in terms of challenges from all the other vaccines you produce.
Well, the first challenge was after we had signed up on these tech transfer agreements with our partners was to do this in a very short span of time. To be able to scale up a process is very challenging. You need to have multiple runs, you need to show consistency and all of that. So, the challenge was to do it at a speed that's never been done before. And we had to, in fact, stop down production of other vaccines so that we could use those plants to do this high-scale level R&D, which normally we would have done in a small scale. So that was one of the major challenges. And of course, the huge risk that we had to take making and rejigging these facilities, without even knowing whether the COVID-19 vaccine would work. Traditionally, with other vaccines, you wait till phase 3 is over and then you invest in making the product and all of that. Here, we had to bet early on. Hundreds of millions of dollars, as we had explained earlier, was committed and spent so that we could come here today at this stage where even before licensure, we'll take you to the cold rooms and show you millions of doses have been packed and labeled, ready for dispatch.
So what's happening here? I'm very curious to understand the vaccine manufacturing process.
Yes.
So keep explaining as we walk along. What's happening here?
As we saw earlier, it was screened, and before that it's filled. This is the actual filling going on where you've got
This is where they're filling up the
injectors.
vials.
Yes, the bulk is coming in from the floor above, and then it's filled into these vials. This goes on at 500 vials per minute. So, if we have 10 doses, I'm filling 5,000 doses of COVID vaccines per minute. That's my speed at the moment, and that's going to double in February.
So this bottle that I have with me says 5 ml, 10 doses. What does that mean? So 10 different people can get from one of these little
That's
vials?
right. And you've got to use that up in 4 or 5 hours because, once you open the vial, it's got an expiry. It has to be used in one session, which means that in 4 or 5 hours, you should, once you've opened it, consume the 10 doses, which is fine and normal. We do that for a lot of our vaccines in the past.
So Adar, what's this place that we're entering right now?
So this is the filling line where we have to gown up, as you can see, and please put on your gloves and other protective gear. This is where the vaccine is actually being filled.
So the place that we're going into right now, Adar, is a facility that no media crew has ever been into?
Yes, I think that's safe to say that nobody is filmed inside the filling areas, and that's where we're going in, so you can have a look.
Delighted that we can get a sense firsthand of how these vaccines are made.
Now we can go through. This is an airlock where till one door is closed, the other door doesn't open.
So this is the most important room in the entire facility?
Yes, absolutely. So,
and he's the chief scientist who's leading this process?
Yes, this is Umesh, and he can explain to you how this is filled, how it's on an automated line where the vials are washed with a high pressure water jet going into it. Then it is sterilized through a tunnel at 200 degrees, and then it's ready to receive the product. So it goes into a container which is so clean and sterilized that there's nothing else that can contaminate the product.
So Adar, I want to spend some time talking about the safety of the vaccines that you're producing. Now the biggest concern world over is how safe is not just the Serum Institute vaccine, all the vaccines that are being made. You know, people are really petrified about the consequences of vaccines that have been manufactured so quickly.
So as you can see, these are fully automated lines. Groninger, Bosch, a lot of manufacturers use German and Belgium and other